I'm Charlie Taylor, Infantry Captain, United States Army. I served in Vietnam 67 and 68 in the Mekong Delta. First arrived in Vietnam, being an infantry officer, I knew that I was going to be in combat. I felt I was very, very well trained, but there's always that nagging question in the back of your mind. How am I going to react when the bullets start to fly? And when the first firefight came, the adrenaline surged. I was really shooting things up. When the firefight was over, the captain or the company commander took me aside and he said, "Charlie, you blew it. You're the officer. What you should have been doing was directing your men, reporting to me, maybe calling in artillery." So I took that very much to heart. That was the last time I ever did that. Typically, I would get physically sick the night before, and I'd puke my guts. And I learned that the biggest fear is the fear of the unknown. And when the bullets were flying, very, very little fear, because the adrenaline takes over and the training takes over. Snoopy's Nose was one of the biggest battles of the war that involved the Navy and the Army. The ambush was 1.5 miles long. Several of our platoons were just decimated. The Kong was right down on the river. They knew we were coming. They were in heavily fortified bunkers. We're moving very cautiously, but it was heavy, heavy contact. The Kong was very, very good at concealment, and the GI doesn't move very quietly. So they knew where we were. I have no idea how many booby traps I didn't trip, how many spider holes I walked by and they let me walk. It's by the grace of God. We fight because we love America, but when you're actually in combat, you're not fighting for anything other than the buddy by your side. And we go to reunions, you're with your brothers, we know you have your back, and then it's the healing, it's the talking. And you can explain all day long, but nobody understands like somebody that has been there and done that. And so that was very, very, very healing. I will go to my grave with leading men in combat being the biggest thing I've ever done. It was a tremendous honor, a great responsibility, and in hindsight, very rewarding.